Good morning. My name is Nicholas Visbal.
And I'm Giovanni Ferrara. Today is Wednesday, May 5th, of 1886.
Our topics today are Luciana Falcon talking about the Haymarket Riot, Gio Ferreira interviewing an immigrant,
Nico Visbo talking about the new inventions on electricity, and Leo interviewing a factory worker.
Today is a sunny, bright day, and we are going to pass it over to news reporter Luciana Falcon live right now at the Haymarket Riot.
Good morning. My name is Luciana Falcon, and I am here live at the Haymarket Riot. I am currently in Chicago Haymarket Square, where one of the laborers threw a bomb at a police officer. Unfortunately, 8 people have died due to the bomb, and many more injured due to this act of violence. The peaceful protest started because the laborers were striking because of an 8-hour workday. When the bomb was thrown, after the police demanded the crowd to leave, gunfires were shot and many more people injured and unfortunately dead. Here's one of the family members that were impacted by this tragedy. Good morning, Mr. Hector.
Good morning. My name is Hector and my daughter died at the Haymarket Riot. Her fellow co-workers were protesting with her and she was next to the bomb that was thrown. I'm absolutely devastated about this.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Mr. Hector, and to all the families heavily impacted. I'll talk to you back at the studio with Nicholas and Giovanni.
Thank you, Luciana. We are so sorry for those impacted. We are now moving on to the next segment with our news reporter, Gio Ferreira, on immigration.
My name is Gio Ferrara, and I'm here live at Ellis Island. What do we know about the new immigrants that came in the late 1800s? Well, let's find out more while we interview an immigrant by the name of William Hott. Here in Ellis Island, thousands of immigrants a day are being transformed into citizens of the United States. But do we really know what it's like to go through this process? William, can you tell us what it's like?
Good evening. My name is William, and I am immigrating from England. I am a Catholic man. Here there are a lot of Jews that are escaping from both political and economic oppression. This was a 2-step process that took me about 6 years, because you could file declaration of intention only after you have lived here for at least 2 years. Then after 3 additional years is when you could petition for naturalization. I had to promise loyalty to the United States in front of witnesses. Then the government gave me papers that told me I'm a citizen. It's crazy, isn't it? Those papers were called naturalization papers.
William, why did you decide to come to immigrate to the United States rather than staying in England?
Simple really. I came here because of all the options and opportunities that this country has to offer. There's better opportunities to find work, better living conditions, and to ensure that my future kids have better education. Back in London, cities were dirty, noisy, and overcrowded. Only the rich, which was a small minority of the population, were the ones that lived luxuriously, lavish, in elegant mansions.
Thank you so much for your time, William. Now back to the anchors on what's next for today's news. Thank you so much, Gio, for that segment on immigration. Now we're going to move on to Nico Visbal with the newest invention on electricity.
My name is Nico Visbal. Today my segment will be on electricity and how it impacted our lives. On March 20th, 1886, William Stanley demonstrated the first practical system for providing electric illumination with use of alternating current and transformers to adjust the voltage levels of the distribution system. This event took place on Main Street in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. This impacted me because when this happened, they started selling it for homes, and that is good because my house could stay illuminated without candles, and now there's a lower risk of a fire starting. Electricity also added more working hours to the day, lighting factories at night to make the work longer throughout the day. Another thing that really changed the world, in my opinion, was the telegraph, because it helped people who lived far from their family or friends communicate with them at any time. Here is a picture of the first telegraph. Thank you, Nico, for the new information on electricity. For the last segment, we will be shifting to news reporter Leo, who will be talking about the poor laborers in the factories.
Live at one of the factories that hundreds of workers work at every day. Here today we have Raul De Lucia working here in the factory. What's it like working in the factory knowing that it's a dangerous job and that the factory is in poor conditions?
First of all, man, I just want to say thank you for having me,
Of
Leo.
course.
And, you know, working in a factory, man, is something way different from another job. It's very frustrating. Me and my friends, we work really long and hard hours, and we face what's the word? Instability, that's the word. Other workers around here lost their job or faced sharp pay cuts. And others of us, we just got very sick, man. Yeah.
Wow. Raul, just a couple more questions, we'll be parting ways. How do the bosses manage or treat you guys on the job? And how do your other co-workers feel about it?
To be honest, Leo, it's not the best.
Not the best?
It's terrible. We work very hard for our family and food and shelter, but we still get treated terrible. Don't tell my boss that, please.
I won't.
The boss takes no responsibility for us here at all. If we get sick or hurt, no. We also get paid for long, hard labor for 12 hours, which is ridiculous. Me and the other workers all feel the same way about this place.
Thank you so much. We got one more question for you, Raul. What led to factories being in such poor conditions what are some examples you think is the worst conditions you faced?
You see, many factory owners wanted to maximize the profit, so laws were not in place to protect the workers. There was so much work and not too many workers. The factories are at its worst condition, man. We have work areas with no ventilation, trauma for the machinery, toxic exposures to heavy metals, dust, and solvents.
That's crazy. Thank you so much for
Thank you so much, Leo. That wraps up our news for the day. We would like to thank Luciana Falcon, Gio Ferraro, Nico Visbo, and Leo Carrasco for these segments today. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow.